Okay, now we've worked with linear equations in a couple forms. We've talked about the y equals mx plus b, the slope-intercept form, and we've talked about the point-slope form. So right now what we're going to do is go to some word problems, or a word problem, and see how we can make it work with either method, because it's not saying what type of equation we have to write. So we can do this a couple ways. We can either do it y equals mx plus b or a slope point form. So first thing I would do would be figure out what we have for points. First piece of information right here gives us 1 point, and so I'm going to write it as a table of values. We have C for Celsius, F for Fahrenheit, and when it's 100 degrees Celsius, it's 212 degrees Fahrenheit. The other point, right here, 0 and 32. So when it's 0 degrees Celsius, we have 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So what connections do we have so far? Well, now that we have a table, and we think of this as y, and this is x, we can do rise over run. Our rise here is negative 180, and our run here is negative 100. So the whole point of this is to give us a slope, and what I'm going to pick, well, I don't have to pick anything. We're going to write our slope as m equals negative 180 over negative 100. That gets simplified. Always have to simplify our fraction. Positive 18 over 10, which again can be simplified. 2, divide both top and bottom by 2, we get 9 over 5. So we have 9 over 5. What I would do from this point to do the slope-intercept, or not slope-intercept, to do the point-slope form, is look at what I have to sub in. So I'll change it up here. Here's my m, 9 over 5, and I'm going to pick this point right here and sub in the values. Here's my y1, here's my x1. That's an x. So y minus 32 equals 9 over 5, x minus 0. This is kind of nice because it's going to simplify really easy. Y minus 32 equals 9 over 5 x. There's our linear equation in point-slope form. Now, personally, I'm always more comfortable when I'm in y equals mx plus b. And since we have it set up like this, we can add 32 to both sides, and y equals 9 over 5 x plus 32. So, if you want to convert Celsius, and it's not y and x, I need to go back, that's really important right now. Change the variable to fit what we're dealing with, and right now, we're dealing with C and F. So, Fahrenheit equals 9 over 5 times whatever this temperature is in Celsius plus 32. This form, slope point. This form, slope intercept. Both forms very important. Now, back. Use the equation to determine the temperature in degrees Celsius at which iron melts. 2,795 degrees Fahrenheit. B. 2,795 degrees Fahrenheit. That's F. So, I'm going to sub that in for F. And we're going to get, I'm going to sub it into this one, this form here. It doesn't matter which one I do. So I get 2,795, subtract 32, equals 9 over 5, C. We have 2, 7, 6, 3 equals 9 over 5, C. Extend the page a bit here, finish her up. Grab my calculator, multiply both sides by 5 over 9. Times 5 over 9. And that's going to give me C equals 2,793 times 5 divided by 9. Approximately, assuming I did everything right, 1.67 degrees Celsius is the temperature that you're going to have when you have 2,795 degrees Fahrenheit. Easy enough to use once we know what the equation is. Again, going back up, you can pick slope point form, slope intercept form, because it doesn't specify, but sometimes, depending on how the form is laid out, may help you when you're solving the next part of the problem. In this case, it was easier to use this form to solve this than it was to sub in F and then start rearranging everything. And tomorrow we'll do some practice.